Hey, it's Anthony Gucciardi, and it's so crazy that all these grocery stores around the world take thousands and thousands and millions of pounds of food and dump them in the trash when they're not even expired. When the food is still edible, they're actually dumping them in the trash. Now, as you know, I'm all about giving value instead of taking value. On a daily basis, obviously, I'm fighting Monsanto, GMOs, helping with natural health techniques, exposing stuff, all that. It all is towards good, right? And it is giving value. But there are people out there who are actually starving. And what's really weird to me and has always freaked me out is that grocery stores around the United States and the world are dumping millions and millions of pounds of perfectly edible food into the trash. So how this works basically is when they get new stock in, let's say it's a loaf of bread. The new loaf of bread that they get in, if it's cleaner, it looks crisper, whatever, they'll just throw out the old bread into the trash, even if it's edible, it's not expired yet. If I said that's ridiculous, we need to find a nonprofit and create one if there's none available that takes that food and actually gives it to homeless shelters and churches and so on and so forth. But I found out a group already exists that did the exact same thing I just said, and it's called Keep Austin Fed here in Austin, Texas. I reached out to them, I did my homework, they're the real deal. They actually take the food in boxes from places like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's that agree to do this, and they give it to people in need. So where I'm standing right now is a loading dock, and we're going to take the food that this establishment gives us, put it in cars and trucks, and bring it to the homeless shelters directly. You could have bought it yesterday at the store for full price, and now it's 100% free. And otherwise, it would have gone into one of those dumpsters over there. With this group, they're taking food that doesn't cost anything and giving it directly to the homeless shelters. Again, this food is free. So this donation that I'm giving is helping to feed 525,000 people a year. That is real value. And it's not that challenging to do some of these things, right? So that's the weirdness to me, that there's so many great things out there and there's so many great people. They all want to do good, but they don't have the vehicle. That's why it's up to us to establish these vehicles, and that's why I'm so excited to do this. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so tell us about this process here.
Okay, well, the process is we come to Trader Joe's 7 days a week. They prepare all of their surplus, which is all good for consumption, perfectly good. They just don't have use for it. They've overstocked. They're turning things over. The amount of food on any given day, which can be from 15 cases to 2 pallets, we sort it out. And depending on how many volunteers are here, how much food we have, we divide it equally.
What made you start all this?
This is about 10, 12 years ago. I was at an event, a catered event at Laguna Gloria that served a lot of really high-end food. And I thought, gosh, what happens with this? And I was told, well, we're busy running our business. It wasn't that people weren't aware or compassionate about it, but they just didn't know what to do or how to take it. So I contacted someone from a domestic violence shelter in Austin and said, how would you like some, really quality food that's fresh, it's good, it's just, it's got 3 or 4 days left in it, but these folks don't have a purpose for it anymore. And they said, yeah, well, let's just give this a try. Roughly in the food stream from farm to table to landfill, it's approximately 40% of food overall ends up in the waste stream. There's all kinds of reasons. And then approximately 1 in 6 people is what they call food insecure, which means they don't know for sure where their next meal is going to come from. So in 2014, what we've rescued, the equivalent was just over 522,000 meals.
That's the genius of this. That's why I like it so much. You're not buying all this food.
Correct.
It's literally food that was going in the trash that is perfectly edible and perfectly fine, and you're using that to your advantage and letting people have 520,000 pounds of food for free.
We've just taken it upon ourselves to recognize that it's very easy to get surplus bounty to our neighbors in need. And it's really not more complicated than that, and getting volunteers who are willing, week in and week out to find a route that's comfortable for them, that takes approximately an hour or so of your time. And in that hour, you can be part of saving food from entering the waste stream and helping people in your local community. And it's really no more complicated than that.
Well, look, I'm donating this. I'm hoping to donate the equivalent of thousands and thousands of pounds of food. Maybe we can help quantify exactly how much it will ultimately end up being. But how do other people donate to this? And I encourage them to do so because I think this is genius. Tell us about how they can get involved and donate to this.
Well, the easiest way is to go to our website, keepaustinfed.org. we've figured out is we're never going to save all the food. We live in Austin, Texas. It's just going to keep coming. Unfortunately, we're never going to feed all the hungry people, but the way to increase the number of matches between surplus and need is to get more volunteers involved that are willing to basically take an hour of their time and do a run. And it's just moving it from point A to point B.
Well, look, I'm excited about this grassroots initiative. I think it's going to spread. I think every city needs this. And hey, thanks for what you're doing.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.